So there's a lot of scientific support for sacred anchors and the importance of them in your life for finding stability and to support your mental health and well-being. These anchors work because they tap into some deep psychological and biological mechanisms that support resilience, meaning, and emotional health. In fact, there are several well-studied pathways through which sacred anchors can support us and strengthen us. Each one represents a different way that something in our life becomes grounding, a stabilizing anchor that we can return to again and again. So I'm going to go over just a few of these pathways that are science-backed that can help us find our sacred anchors. Sacred anchors help us interpret our struggles and connect our pain to a bigger story. Through meaning making, finding meaning in difficult experiences strengthens resilience and supports healthier psychological integration. So that's all about meaning making and purpose. Another pathway supported by science we'll refer to as hope and optimism. So anchors often carry hope, a sense that something good, steady, and trustworthy is holding us. A strong sense of hope predicts better mental and physical health. Another pathway supported by science to help us identify sacred anchors is social support and belonging. So many anchors are relational or communal, giving us the sense that we don't walk our path alone. Shared or communal anchor practices reduce loneliness and provide emotional protection during times of stress. And then another pathway, the last one I'll talk about, is more kind of from a neuroscientific perspective. Sacred anchors even show up in the brain. Grounding experiences literally shape our neural pathways. So reflecting on spiritual or meaningful memories, for example, activates regions tied to emotional regulation and well-being. Just a quick reminder that if you would like to connect some of these things that we're going through, these concepts, these practices with a greater community, I'm offering a wait list for queer men to help them support one another. So I'd love to have you join us if you can. Please check the description below for the waitlist link. Let me share with you how this works on a personal level. You know my Project 46, a project that I did for a year as I was turning 46, just to help me figure out a few things in life. And my life had collapsed, and pretty much at that point at 45, I was depressed. I had to move back in with my mom. I was coming out, and I was just frustrated with trying to date for the first time in my 40s. A lot was not going well for me. So there are a few things that I started to do to get me out of that dark time. And one thing I did was to set some intentions for the year. My first intention was to find love in life. So it meant a partner and community. The second intention for that year was to find greater peace with God and my faith. And the third intention was to find a job I liked. Those became my kind of intentions, my mantras for the year. But they also became these sacred anchors for me. So connecting with people was one of a really strong anchor for me in my life. Connecting to something greater or transcendence was another anchor for me. And the third grounding area for me was finding a greater purpose. It wasn't just about finding a job, it was finding purpose.